soO was knocked out by Creator, but there's no shame in that because Creator's looking real good. And so we have got some darn good StarCraft 2 players. I have no idea who could possibly take this event. It really could go to anyone here. So
yeah, no, I agree 100%.
It's going to be good. 2 TvZs to start things off. The best StarCraft 2 matchup. Phoenix of War saying they are live in chat, and here we are indeed. In the bottom right, we have got soO, the blue Zerg.
Love him so much. And at the top left, it is a very popular Terran player. It is ByuN.
It is indeed ByuN.
Phoenix of War has been asking me when we're coming back, and so he's been waiting for this a long time.
We are back. Indeed. And so spread the word. Let everyone know. Someone asks what you're doing tonight. You say it's Friday and I'm watching StarCraft, darn it. And what more could we ask from a best of 5 TvZ than a proxy Rax in a beautiful position, by the way, here from ByuN. This is really close to the Zerg's base, or pretty darn close, and then just beautifully walling off this spot on Cosmic Sapphire.
That Overlord just took a hard right, though, and is heading right for it. So maybe not the greatest proxy position, because I think it just got scouted.
Maybe not, but a drone pull's not going to be an option here for soO to shut this down. We see ByuN microing the SCVs to get them both on the right side of this wall. Oh, soO is pulling the drones, though, here. I don't know about this one. Because a Marine can just pop out on the left side if ByuN so chooses, right?
Yeah, and there we go.
Like,
so,
what are you going to do with those drones?
Right. He's like, never mind, we're going home.
All right.
Just kidding. So that pool's going to finish here in just a second. We're going to try to get a bunker down. I don't know. Drones are making it hard for the SCVs to really feel comfortable doing that. But there we go. Bunker 1 on the way.
soO being active with what looks like 6 drones here. So trying to zone the Terran out. But that bunker is well on the way now already. 2 Marines are out, which means that the drones really need some support, so a couple of Lings are going to pop. soO's pulled more drones to the natural, so looks like he's just going to go all for this to try and shut it down, and he's grouping the drones already, but then decides not to go in for it, so a bit of hesitation there. This is looking a little tough for soO now, and that first bunker's done, so yeah, a little bit of hesitation, and soO is in a lot of trouble here.
I don't know, he really looked like he wanted to go for that, and then he was just like, never mind, we can let that bunker finish. No big deal. Second bunker finish? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe he needed to go a little bit sooner with just the drones or something like that than have the Lings pop out. But either way, the timings for this is looking mighty tough for soO. He's got more Lings on the way, but I don't think he's going to be able to save his hatchery. We've seen something like this before happen in StarCraft. So this is not looking too good for soO. He's going to attack this bunker. The SCV is repairing it. It's a good chunk of Marines here in these bunkers, 6 in total at least. ByuN's now microing them out. The bunkers were broken, and honestly, that was only 3 drones that died, so that actually worked out fantastically for soO.
Yeah, saved the hatchery, only 3 workers died, 2 SCVs are dead, so I mean, that evens that up. I mean, I think soO's in a fine spot here.
That looked like it was going to go a lot worse for him, but he managed to break both those bunkers. Even with the SCV repairing there, the hatchery took a lot of that damage, bought a lot of time. I mean, soO couldn't have waited another 20 seconds or anything like that. He had to go there, and he chose the perfect time for that.
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed. He could really use a 3rd base here. Oh, losing that queen sucks.
It does. That's a good pickoff by ByuN, but this may cost him all the Marines, and it will cost him all the Marines.
Yeah. They're slow Lings, but they outnumber the Marines by like 4 to 1, so that's going to work out.
While slow, they are faster than Marines.
They are. And that doesn't... I mean, yeah, slow Lings are okay in certain situations, but they are pretty bad otherwise. Speed's on the way. We've got 2 queens pumping. We've got a... Is that a 3rd base on the way? No, that's just the natural. Yeah. Got a Viking 4 Overlords. And Hellion production has begun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out from here. I think ByuN's not in a terrible spot because he did make soO lose a lot of mining time already. Just based on him pulling the drones that early on, then pulling even more to crack the bunkers. So this game does seem to be fairly even at this point, with that CC finishing up.
So yeah, as we were saying earlier, 3 of the 4 players involved in Africa World today are currently in the second group stage of GSL Season 3, which means they survived the first group stage. We got ByuN, Cure, and Solar in the second group stage. And again, soO lost a creator who is playing very, very well right now. So no shame to losing him for soO, and soO is very, very good at ZVT. So he's going to give ByuN everything he can handle. So GSL status is a good sign, but not everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, soO is one of the best players of all time. I think we can say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's back, and, you know, he's doing some good stuff here. I really like what he's up to. So Cloak Banshee on the follow-up from ByuN, which is fairly popular on this matchup. Not something we see all the time, but something you do want to get some safety spores up at around, 5.5, 6 minutes, maybe a little bit later than that if it was a proxy opening from the Terran.
Yeah.
In this case, yeah, they're getting the stim too. So just pretty much Banshee into rack stuff.
Now, it is easier to miss time when you are trying to play it out after a proxy rack, so that's why we haven't seen soO throw up a spore or anything like that. He might not be expecting this to hit just yet. He's trying to deal with these Hellions, all the while that Banshee should be moving in for ByuN. The Hellion's getting into a beautiful position at the natural, and oh, this could be turning bad real quick for the Zerg here. 10 drones going down in total. That Banshee now just moving on in. A Baneling connects with a couple of the Hellions, but it looks like the damage has already been done as 16 drones go down, and then the Banshee joins in.
Where's your detection? Why was there nothing? Oh boy, this is really bad.
It's a Banshee. A Viking's also going to land in the natural, just to add insult to injury. And this is looking like game-ending damage here by ByuN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viking's dead. Banshee's racking up the kills. It gets picked off too, though. So, I mean, 21 drones is a big deal, but losing the Banshee and that Viking kind of sucks.
Yeah, 21 drones, though, is a huge amount of damage. We've got ByuN floating over his third CC. He's ahead in workers on the Zerg. He's going to have stimmed Marines coming out here in just a minute. Not even a minute, in 5 seconds or so. A couple of medivacs will be on the way in just a second. And then he's going to start taking positions on the map. And I don't know if soO's going to have what it takes to defend this. He's gonna have a very solid defense from here on. And I think these Queens are going to be the tool to do it, if he can pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, look, his worker count is even right now with the Terrans, which isn't great. He's pumping 7 more workers. He's going to be ahead in worker count with a lot of Queens, and Baneling speed is like 70% done. So I think he can hold this push that's coming in maybe 30 or 40 seconds or so.
Do you think it's going to be a push or just a drop here by ByuN?
I mean, it's push timey, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just going to go right in the front and just drop on the edge of the creep and start pushing that creep back.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to go for a drop.
Yeah,
he's just flying right over the creep, so...
Oh, and he's flying a little too right over the creep. Oh, no, that's exactly... Oh, gosh, ByuN, that's exactly what soO needed. Picking off that medivac full of Marines. They did not get anything done.
What was that? ByuN! Did he not know there was creep? He's like, oh, there's creep. There probably aren't 8 queens sitting right there. Wow, that hurt.
That is real rough. He's now just moving out with one medivac, going to try and get some positional damage done, clean up some creep, that kind of thing. But I think we can say that ByuN's going to be paying a little bit more attention from here on after that happened.
Yeah. So, yep. The queens are getting the transfuses there from soO right on point. None of the queens go down despite the target fire. Drop swinging around this left side here, but that should get noticed. He's not even going to drop. He's just going to unload on these as the creep with this one, too. soO's in a fine spot. He was in trouble. Not anymore.
Yeah, he's still in a position that he could maybe take a little bit of damage. But, yeah, give him 30 seconds or so, and he should have this locked down. He's already at 75 drones. That's where Zerg becomes really scary. ByuN does have a drop moving towards this 5th base. Picking this off is going to be a real nice move as far as slowing the Zerg down goes. In fact, it's a necessity for ByuN to get that base, basically.
Yeah. Dropped south side here, too. Did he go back in?
Oh, no!
Oh, man. He went back in and lost...
Medivac went down.
4 queen. Okay, ByuN. ByuN's in trouble now. I think it swung over.
He had a beautiful opening, but... Now he's in a very uncomfortable spot. We see soO, pardon me, not Zoo, soO producing Hydralisks, and that's telling me that soO's going to want to be real aggressive here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be Hydroling Bane for now, but Lurkers, the longer the game goes on, the more likely we're going to see a Lurker Den for sure. It's been very popular in ZVT recently. Cure didn't have any trouble with it in late game, and we'll see if ByuN can handle it as well here from soO.
Yeah, in the late game, Hydras and Lurkers are not very scary at all because of ghosts, but
Right.
ByuN's
there
got
is
a
a
while to
window
go before he gets there, so soO
For
could
sure.
potentially make a play here.
Well, in that window, too, where Lurkers have the Seismic Spines upgrade and they can outrange planetaries,
Yeah.
you just casually set up like 2 or 3 Lurkers just out of range of the planetary and just kind of snipe it down a little bit at a time. Really frustrating to deal with unless you have those ghosts or some Liberators or Siege tanks.
Yeah, ByuN really does just seem to be accepting the position that he's in as far as saying, yeah, I'm a Terran. We take 4 bases, then we try and get up a 5th. That's what we do. I'm going to produce my tanks, my Liberators, my extra command centers. He's really, really embracing this late game Terran style that I was curious to see as this series was starting off. Like, how much of this are we going to see? And the answer is, on a map like Cosmic Sapphire, we're going to see it right out of the gate here.
Yep, another attack up north, pushing through, trying to clear out some of this creep, doing a great job of that. The response was all inside the main base. So you're kind of getting pulled in a couple different directions right now, and I'm really having trouble with it. Adrenal Glands is on the way, 2-2 is on the way for the Zerg player, 2-2 is on the way from ByuN, but a little bit behind on those upgrades. At this stage, what you really want to be doing is working on 3-3.
Yeah. One thing that we can note in this game is that ByuN's only picked off 2 queens, and that is something that the Zerg players really rely on, keeping those queens alive with their transfuse.
Ever drop down south? Sorry, what is that?
I believe that was that medivac in the bottom right getting picked off by the spore there.
Killed. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable here for ByuN.
He's making 5 command centers at a time.
I do like this. The 5 CCs at a time is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Now, ByuN...
For 12 minutes?
I like it because often a lot of the time Terrans will underbuild CCs, then they'll lose 1 or 2, and then they'll go, oh gee, now I gotta wait my 71 seconds for another one to finish up to rebuild my 5th base sort of thing, and that does happen a lot. So extra CCs is good to see from ByuN. And with his tank count going up 3 at a time, he should be safe from any Zerg attack, I think. So he's setting himself up to be in a good position as this game goes on. He's really thinking about the late game.
And that ghost production has started now. 3 of them on the way. 2-2 finishing up for the infantry units here. 3-3 should get started fairly soon after that.
Yeah, ByuN just powering.
Yeah, he is, and soO's kind of letting him do it. He hasn't really made any kind of an attack anywhere. He's just defending, spreading his creep like a madman. Look at this. Over half the map. This is a big map. Over half the map has been covered in creep, which is not easy to do. soO is killing it right now. Phoenix is calling for nukes in chat. And here we go. soO's decided it's time to go Blinding Cloud on those tanks. Ling Bane coming in. More Blinding Cloud lifting the orbital. Tank count getting wiped out. Few Hydras remaining to try to deal with these orbitals. Are going to kill maybe one of them. One of the like 5 extra that aren't necessary. But no, looks like he's going to save it and pull it back. 11 SCVs die, and I think that was a really solid attack by soO.
Yeah, ByuN held on. He lost a lot of tanks, though. He lost Bio there, and all we got to do is look at the supply. They were even on supply 10 seconds ago. soO's already replaced 30 of it. There's going to be a lot more on the way if he's got the larva. He doesn't have that much larva at his disposal, so he's making as many units as he can, but with this many hatcheries, he's going to be getting that count back up. You see soO saying, oh, I'm out of larva. I better get some injects going on these hatcheries, and he does just that. And he's spending his money on Banes. ByuN's got to be ready for another attack. He's got to get these tanks set up. He's got to get himself into a great position because he knows another attack's coming here. If he doesn't, he's a fool.
Yeah, once the Zerg player gets that first one in and it starts this rhythm of Zerg coming in at a certain interval, it's like waves beating upon the shore.
Yeah, the rhythm's a perfect way to sum that up.
Yeah, it's just the Zerg player's going to max out. They're going to come in and hit you, then they're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and then max out and come back in and hit you. And unless you take the fight to them, it's really hard to win the game once those waves start coming. And here we go. Another one to this. Here we go. Pulling back a little bit. Tank count a tiny bit scary.
Yeah.
Gonna get a few more banelings in there. Maybe set up some more blinding clouds.
Every second soO takes, that makes this attack harder to pull off.
EMPs?
ByuN hit some beautiful EMPs. Only one blinding cloud got off there, although he is bogged up with his units trying to pull away from these banelings. He does retreat successfully, though, losing tanks, losing 17 SCVs. That's acceptable, though, that many losses, but there's a lot more banelings coming on in. How many
Phoenix
is
says
that?
he'll donate $10 to the prize pool if ByuN throws down a nuke.
I don't know if ByuN's got nuke
I don't
money,
know.
but...
Not in this game. It doesn't look like he's going to, but it's not over yet. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, this just has all the makings of a game where the Zerg player just keeps making trades, keeps the tank count low.
Yeah, ByuN's stepping out here. He wants this 5th base. His tanks are quite literally tanking here for the
Ghosts
bio.
are dying.
Those banelings are being nullified. I think ByuN's going to hold this. He's got to keep that command center alive, but he will shut this attack down. His supply's at 140, where soO dropped all the way down to 120 there.
That's big, but there's only 2 tanks out.
Yeah, only 2 tanks. He's making 3 at a time, though. Those 3 factories are a big deal for ByuN. So... I think he'll be fine here. He wants to drop the mules, get that PF up, probably repair that base as well if he can. Yeah, it's going to take soO a minute here before he's ready for another big attack like that. And I love ByuN pushing out here just to clean up that creep.
Absolutely. And, I mean, we're going to throw down additional creep tumors here, like 7 at a time. Nothing worse as a Terran or a Protoss to be like, okay, I'm going to expand here, and there's creep on my front doorstep. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. soO's coming on in here. I don't even think all of his army is here just yet. He's going for the attack. ByuN's kiting back once again. That PF is up, so I don't think he's got to worry about losing that. Ghosts are eating some banelings, but most of them are staying alive. And yeah, soO gets pushed back. He went for an attack that did not succeed there, and that is where it becomes a little worrisome for the Zerg. Oh my gosh, look at ByuN here. 3 more command centers on the way. He's got a really good idea of how the late game is supposed to play out as long as you can hold off. Just throw down command centers as the Terran. Loads up a Medivac, goes for a drop.
Yeah, he really does need to take the fight to soO here. He just can't sit back here and defend for all time. That's not going to work out. You can kind of do it if you're doing Mario's little mechy stuff he does against Zerg. We can make amazing trades, but it's just not as easy to do if you're going for this Marine Marauder Ghost stuff. Which is not to say it's not possible, because Ghost can be really cost efficient for sure. Liberators too, tanks, but you're just going to be losing a bunch of stuff here. And yeah, that's it. I think that's the last base that ByuN can take unless he starts really taking it. Oh, Link's coming in. So bottom left's under attack, and then there's a battle top right as well here. Really keeping our camera guy LaughNgamez on his, you know.
It has been a minute since I observed a game of this caliber. So
yeah, and there's a lot of stuff happening. So definitely
there is an infestor there buried for soO. We'll see if he's going to get off a good fungal growth, but I don't even think he's got that many
neural
units up right now. Ooh, EMP takes the ghost.
Did he neural EMP?
I think he might have, although maybe not, because that ghost had pretty high energy, so...
Maybe he tried, but there wasn't enough energy, I don't know.
He may have tried. That's not an easy move to pull off. Despite how easy some of the Zergs make it look, that is a very tough thing to do. I mean, you can spend all day microing your infestor, but then everything else is going to suffer, so it's one of those things, like... It's,
Raider Spire.
Oh, I like that.
I don't...
You
Brood
don't?
Lords
No
are not
Brood
good.
Lords?
I can't remember the last time I've seen a Zerg player win a TvZ with Brood Lords. I'm not kidding. It's been like months, it feels like.
Yeah, ByuN does have 15 tanks, so I don't think Brood Lords would be horrible, but look at this. Yeah, this 6th base is being pushed off. The tank spread by ByuN is quite nice, but there's not much else to support them as the Zerg crashes on in here. Supply for the Terran is dropping. He's going to really have to spam down those mules to keep his economy almost artificially going here. As, I mean, he is just on 5 bases, really 1.5 effective ones.
I'd be shocked if you replace those SCVs. He's got 81 right now. That's too many,
Yeah,
I
he
think,
should.
at this stage.
As
for
a Terran with 9 orbitals, you just drop the mules. It doesn't matter if it makes you mine out your other bases quickly. You need that money on hand. You need to remax as quick as possible, and he needs this 6th base up. That's not a question for ByuN here.
No, he needs it. It's really hard for him to do, but yeah. He doesn't need to replace these SCVs, and if he does, it's a mistake. And he might start sacking some workers here, too, just to free up supply for Army, although he's only 153 total supply, so a bit early for that.
Yeah, ByuN has been having a hard time maxing out here at this point in the game. That Infestor, by the way, is so menacing. Just chilling at the back, waiting for its opportunity. Okay, Ghost retreating to that very thick tank line. We see Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way, as ByuN's going to be making some Hellbats, which are a very good mineral dump for the Terran.
Yeah, and there's just... You're going to see a lot of Lings at this stage of the game from the Zerg player, so for sure, having some Hellbats is never going to be a bad thing. Was that another Neural Parasite? It sounded like it.
Yeah, looks like some of those Ghosts got EMP'd, so it definitely was. And there's even another one. Oh man, and soO is avoiding all the scans here. That Infestor coming on in. It's got to avoid those turrets, which it's very smart that ByuN's throwing those up. soO's just... Look at this. He's just looking to get a neural off right quick. And there he goes. He goes for it. The EMP hits. All those Ghosts are suddenly low on energy because of it. That allows the Viper to come on in, toss down the Blinding Cloud. soO's pushing on in. ByuN's on the retreat. He loses a big count of his units, and oh, he is losing some of those very expensive Ghosts.
Medevacs. Hydra's decide not to try to pick off some of those Medevacs. And yeah, why sacrifice your SCVs intentionally when a Zerg player will do it for you? He's done a 59 SCVs here.
Yeah.
Making Hellbats, tanks, and Ghosts. That's what he's working on right now.
Oh, that command center's burning down, and it goes down. That's really tough.
That wasn't even close to being saved. No one wasn't even, like, looking at it.
When you got a lot of command centers, it's hard to keep track of. Now, I know you were skeptical of this Broodlord switch. soO, however, says 10 Corruptors are on the menu, so those Broodlords are a possibility. And at this point, it doesn't matter what soO makes. There's a chance he may just win this game with whatever.
Right. I mean, he's up about 50 supply here. He's making 10 Corruptors. What I mostly don't like about Broodlords is that they're slow. And yeah, the Broodlords can attack and siege one place, but then the very mobile Ghost Hellion army goes somewhere else and does a ton of stuff, right?
Yeah,
so,
now,
not a huge fan.
Cosmic Sapphire does seem to be a big map here, but there isn't actually that many bases at their disposal. Each player has 6, and then there's the 1 extra gold.
Yeah,
soO's
they're
got
all
that established.
along... Yes, and having that is huge. They're all along the outside of the map.
Yeah.
There are no bases towards the middle at all, which is weird.
Okay, ByuN retreating as soO comes on in. EMP goes down on the Viper, not till that Blinding Cloud connects. And ByuN is just trying to weather this storm. He's trying to get this base up. If he can get this base up, that's going to really give him new life. But all those Broodlords are on the way, and that's going to allow soO to push this position that is so important for ByuN.
Is he going to repair that? ByuN!
He's focused on getting that Mad Mule money, you know?
I know, but, like, if it does... Wait, nope. Is he repairing it?
He's repairing it.
Oh, yeah, he's got 1 SCV down there. Okay, good. Yep, excellent.
Yeah, but he's not going to have the space for long because the Broodlords are coming on in. The Hellbats can buffer against the Broodlings so snipes can get off, but then there's also Hydras and Banelings. Those snipes are going to have to be everything, and they are pretty good connections so far here. From the Ghosts, maybe 3 of the Broodlords went down there. There can always be a couple more snipes going down to thin out their number. The Hellbats will do wonders here, but yeah, that base goes down.
Dies. Once again, he's got a bunch of orbitals. That's not the end of the world, but...
The Broodlords are the end of the world here, as that's it. GG.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Broodlords are great if all you gotta do is push 1 position and win, because then you don't have to rely upon any maneuverability for them. So that was fantastic. I mean, that was just running down, just attrition the game for soO. Wow. All right, so ByuN has a couple of mistakes in the first game. He can clean those up.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a good position. That Medivac dying at the start of the game completely changes everything.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. Also, yeah, I don't know. Maybe target firing some of the drones a little bit better during that proxy with the bunker play.
Yeah, perchance.
I'm shocked that only 3 drones died. There were so many drones in that battle, and I really feel like maybe targeting some of those, because you're going to lose the position anyway. Target some of the workers, really slow down the economy.
Yeah,
Maybe
a
you'll be
lot of those
happier.
Hydras did or pardon me, a lot of the damage that went down there on that hatchery was kind of useless. Like, that hatchery
Right.
took 1,200 damage from those Marines firing. Maybe that damage
Yeah.
could have been put somewhere else.
Right. It's always the question of guaranteed damage, right? Yes, getting the hatchery would have pretty much been a game over, but if you aren't guaranteed to get it, then go for the guaranteed smaller damage, kill some of those drones, work that worker count down so that when it's over, soO's not basically at the same worker count that you are, which is really what you want to annoy or want to ignore. So, yeah, interesting stuff there. So, looks like both players, ByuN at least is ready to go here. soO's ready. Let's go. We're going to be on a waterfall, which is a very fun green map with a river running through it. Little other water features as well. Who made this map? Does it tell me map info? It does.
It does.
Created by... Oh, does it? Oh,
LaughNgamez?
sure.
Okay, and here we are in this best of 5. In the bottom left, it's ByuN.
And in the top right, it's our guy, soO, who again is got knocked out at GSL. Not a huge problem. He's still an incredible Zerg player, as we saw in game number 1. Those waves just kept coming, never stopped. Wore down ByuN,
And
killed the base that he needed, and won the game.
He's still powering up, too, from his military service. So,
yeah, for sure.
Like, he's maybe played in, what, 2, maybe 3 seasons of GSL?
I think so. Yeah, he's been involved in some of the other ESL things too. No, definitely not. And he's been doing super well, for sure.
I will be stepping aside just for a second.
All right. So yeah, Terror the Overlord moving out here, trying to see what is what. Checking for maybe some proxies. Doesn't find anything here. But he does fly past the rich Vespine geyser base that exists on this map. That is going to be one of the two. They are opposite of each other on this map, as you probably could have guessed. No proxies this time. ByuN throwing at the barracks inside the house. soO taking a very safe 16, 18, 17 build today. In game numero dos, this map was made by Superman. That is hard to say. Thanks, Phoenix.
I was trying to say that one, yeah. Superman. Superman. Yeah, this map, it's interesting because the last map, there really was just one way for ByuN to expand. This map, it might be more of a right versus left sort of thing. We'll see if he does try and make it into the late game. But once again, there is, 7 bases this time, so already more than the last map per player.
Yeah, it's kind of a smaller map than Cosmic Sapphire is, but there's more places to expand because there are more bases towards the center. Thank you, Aki, for keeping track of who's been supporting us, or supporting the players, right, through the Matcherino. Got Cynical Death SC, we've got the Tamarian, we've got Hemin, Phoenix of War for doing that, and Phoenix of War donated $10, even though there wasn't a nuke. Thank you, Phoenix of War, from these players. Again, this is not for us. This is for the players.
Yeah, hit up that Matcherino, guys. Use that free coupon there, as it does increase the prize pool. And the players greatly appreciate that. Hellion's on the way here for ByuN, and he is just going for that quick third CC play that is so common for Terrans these days. The Zerg's third on the way.
Yeah, he's very happy about that. He's like, my third base in the last game was so late.
It really was.
Yes, it was, but you overcame it anyway, so no worries there. ByuN's Hellions continue to shark around the front there. Just trying to see what's going on in Sooville, see if there's a third base, more Hellions joining the party. And that's it. I'm gonna throw down gonna create another reactor here. Which tells me the medevacs are gonna happen. Third base is done, sub 4 minutes, which is fantastic here too.
Yeah. It's almost normal at this point. That's the weird thing for Terrans.
Yeah. Super fast third. Yeah.
Okay, so Hellions, or yeah, 2 Hellions and a Reaper. ByuN notably did stop at just 4 Hellions, so that's allowing him to get up his extra racks quicker, his eBay's up quicker. Which is very understandable, as Terrans aren't getting... I mean, it's kind of ironic to say it compared to the last game, as ByuN did get a lot of damage done with his Hellions, but Terrans generally don't get as much damage done with their Hellions anymore, so...
Yeah, I mean, you can YOLO them in there like we saw in the last game, and he got, what, 16 Hellions in there?
Yeah, that I mean, it was a lot of damage,
drones down, yeah.
Without the proxy sort of start, soO's probably going to be set up to defend that rather well, so it makes sense to cut the number at 4. Queen's moving around.
Hey, John Solo's here. What's up, John Solo? How's it going, sir? Glad you could make it to the stream today.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Ooh, this third base still hasn't landed from ByuN. There we go. But any bit of delay like that does help. That means a mule's not dropping, or that means an SCV's not building for a second.
Yeah, and in a game this close, for sure, every second matters. Hellion, Reaper trying to kill a building. You silly Reaper, this is not Wings of Liberty. You can't do anything to that building.
Okay, ByuN's moving on out already. He's got stim on these Marines, I believe, so he says, alright, let's do it. 2 medivacs coming up behind it, so he's looking to put the pressure on his opponent. Queens are there, but this is a lot of Marines with a lot of firepower. One goes down, looks like there may be a second.
Yeah.
No second is going down. ByuN gets out with those units. He's going to boost towards the main base. Got to avoid that Spore Crawler. And it's not just the 1, it's the 2. So he turns around. He does not want to be losing any more medivacs like that this series.
Wings trying to get that surround. Pickup is good. I think 1 Marine went down there, but otherwise everything's cool.
Yeah, and look at this. ByuN regrouping all of his units right across the map. That armory's done, so the Hellions are going to turn into Hellbats. Now he's going to be pushing the 4th base of soO. soO only has 7 Banelings up right now, so he's supplementing with another 14, bringing it to 21 in total. And we'll see how ByuN's going to be able to micro this, because the micro will be a big deal. Banelings are coming from the rear. He's going to pick those off so they're not a threat. Hellbats taking a lot of that heat there. However, I think ByuN should be pushed back. That's a good surround by soO on the creep. And yeah, ByuN gets turned around, loses a decent chunk of units. Good hold by soO.
Yeah, just casually rolling, 8 Banelings and 52 Zerglings at this stage of the game. It's cool. Everything's fine. Oh, throwing down creep tumors on that creep that was kind of on an island over there. I like that a lot. That's good. Yeah, just too many Lings and Banes. The first player I saw ever really do this, I think, was Snoot. I think it was Snoot. Who's the first guy. And Queens. It was like, all I need is Queens and Lings and Banes. That's it. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, it's fine. And it's fine.
Snoot was the early Queen guy.
Yeah.
And then a laser kind of picked up on it.
Yeah.
And that was the time that the Koreans are totally disregarded that style. They've all very much adopted that these days. But back in those days, yeah. They just were like, Europeans think you can just make queens all day? Turns out you can.
And it works. Yeah, I mean, it's a good strategy when the Koreans finally adopt it.
They were very stubborn about it.
They were for a long time. They were like,
no, I'm not going to do this.
I'm going to do something some dude in Sweden's doing. What the heck?
Yeah, and then then Cyril kind of went on a tear, and they're like, all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cyril wins the first foreigner premier tournament ever, and I mean, that's when everyone stands up and takes notice. It's okay, what is he doing?
Well, even then, they were like, it's just a fluke.
True.
And then he won, because what was the first one that he won? He won, was it GSL versus the World? And then he won BlizzCon?
Oh.
And then everyone was like, okay, let's do that.
Fine. It's legit, this whole thing. And again, I made this rant before as I was dropping the main base of soO.
You are correct.
Oh, it's dead now. Goodbye, drop. You got 2 drones, probably. But yeah, I mean, Blizzard designed Zerg from day one, Wings of Liberty, in the beta, to be played the way that Cyril plays it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the creep, you've got the queens that are faster, they're good defensive units, they're terrible on offense. Like, all of these things, as that attack on that base went very well. Baneling's creep, soO's feeling it. No, but right into whip lines, though. That was a mistake and a half.
Yeah, there's still a lot of Zerg here. soO's coming forward. This could just be lights out here for ByuN. Marauders aren't going to do that well. Yeah, GG. That was a quick swarm.
That really hurts because you're like, yes, my Widow Mine's connected on Banelings and killed like 40 of them. And then it's like, oh, there are still a bunch and I'm going to die. Not a good feel there for sure. Thank you, Somicron, for clicking the claim code button on the Matcherino to get these players that free money. Thanks again, Aki, for tracking all this stuff for us live. But yeah, but Zergs for a long time were like, no, we want to be aggressive. Lings are fast. Banelings are fast. Roaches got a speed upgrade. They're fast. We're going to go try to kill our opponents quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like they did okay with it, but they were really struggling. And then Cyril's like, well, maybe it should be used. Zerg should be played this way. And then everything changed. Because he was right. And I think he just did what Blizzard wanted him to do. That's all it was. It's not rocket science, I don't think.
Okay.
All right, so we're on Data C for map number 3 here, created by Killer Smile as part of the Team Liquid map contest.
Smile, that's where the problem began. That darn smile.
That darn Killer Smile. Well, thank you, Chris Check Chalk, for clicking the claim code as well. We are moving here.
Yeah, hit that button. Hit it.
Just a button now. You don't have to remember a code.
You don't even have to enter a code.
It's been a long time. Like, do we even have to say that anymore? Probably not. People are like, I don't remember that. I don't remember having to remember a code. It's like, oh, that's right. It's too long ago. All right, so we're here on Data C. soO is looking abjectly terrifying at the moment. But bottom left, first of all, we've got our dude. He is red. He is Terran. He tried incorporating Widow Mines in the last game. It didn't work. It's ByuN.
Our dude.
Our dude.
And in the top right, it's soO. soO, I'm not sure he's on any team right now. I think he might be getting picked up for the World Team League because I'm not sure Afrika's participating, but don't quote me on that. ByuN's on Rebellion, though.
Currently playing for Freaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So previously StarTale, previously SBENU.
Spenu.
Now it's Afrika Freaks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a little short though with Trap retiring and I think someone else I want to say. Proxy Racks, by the way, totally scouted here by soO.
Ouch. Is Keen active?
Somewhat? Yeah, Keen's done his military service, so it's not like he's going fully inactive.
Okay. So it's Alive, Armani, Keen, and soO right now that are on this squad.
Alive's just come back, but he really hasn't shown too much.
Right.
Oh dear, ByuN. Okay, he gets 1 up. But this is bad.
Yeah, when you go for a double proxy and you get 1, that is horrific. You sunk 150 minerals into that second barracks. It is accomplishing nothing for you, and you're already crippled at this point. So yeah, soO's throwing up a second base. Another SCV goes down somewhere.
Yeah, I believe it was the one being chased by the drones. Beautiful drone micro there by soO, keeping that injured one alive. ByuN is
even
getting
splitting.
no consolidation prizes here. Consolation prizes. None.
Yeah, not happening. Thanks for the 100 star balloons, Geonat. I'm a country boy on a Friday.
It is indeed a Friday night, because I'm a country boy.
I mean, I think it's Saturday in Korea right now, but...
Yeah, thanks for the 100 star balloons. It is indeed Saturday in Korea, but still here, it is still Friday night, technically, for another 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Excellent. So yeah, Barracks goes home in shame. Reaper shows up, though. The Queen's not out yet, so... Oh! Almost got a drone, but spored it at the last second.
Yeah, good move by ByuN, pivoting to make that Reaper, so he has that in his pocket. And it's kind of like a normal game with the Terran behind a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. If you came into the game right now, you'd be like, okay, yeah, this is normal stuff.
Yeah, you'd look at the worker count and be like, that Terran one's maybe a little bit low. Like, you should be on 22, 23 right now.
Yeah.
But he's doing all right. It is good to see you too, Geonat. Thanks for swinging on by.
Boom, boom. Yeah, good to be back. Pretty quick starport here from ByuN.
Yeah, skipping the reactor so far, just going for a single Hellion. Gonna get the reactor built by this barracks as soon as it floats its butt on back here. Then goes for a tech lab. So the tech lab gonna be for the starport, no doubt. Presumably a Banshee, I suppose.
Or a battle cruiser. Let's go.
Okay, you're talking crazy.
It's a possibility. Not very popular these days. Hey, look, a Banshee.
So is the Earth being hit by a giant meteor. Both are a possibility.
Wow. It's not that remote.
It's not that remote.
I just cast a game from TSL where I think Maru went battle cruisers. Okay, so that's part of like Maru's mech battle cruisery stuff he likes to do these days.
Yeah, that's Maru. If he can win with mech and battle cruisers, he can win with bio. He's just showing off.
True. Well,
and that's been my argument of Maru meching since day one.
He's just showing off.
It's like when he was meching versus Protoss, and people are like, "Oh my God, mech's good," versus Protoss. It's like, no, it's just Maru, you fools.
It's just Maru, and no Terran player on Earth can replicate what he's doing. So no, mech is not good.
He would have won in half the time if he played bio. He's just taking extra steps. Shut up. That is one of the Terran frustrations. And then you go and try and mech on the ladder, and it goes horribly, and you're like, well, I'm not sure what I expected. This is actually pretty good here for ByuN. 5 drones. The Hellions are still there.
I mean, they're dead, but they're still there.
And they get a scout off too, so that's not bad. He sees the baneling nest. Did he see the lair? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So he's got all the info, and yeah, this game is gonna hit normal territory.
Yeah. 7. What the heck? Just got a 7th drone. What's going on in that main base of soO's?
Is it a Banshee? It is a Banshee. And there's no spore.
Dude, soO does not respect cloaked units. That's 2 games in 3 that he's just like, who needs spores until there's something actively killing my drones I can't see.
Yeah, he's a little bit not cautious. I guess just, I'm sure he has the regular timings down, but yeah, for example, in the first game when he took damage to the Banshee, that was after a 2 racks opening. Same thing here. Spore wasn't done in time due to the 2 racks opening.
I guess, but I don't know. 14 drones killed between those Banshees and those Hellions.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
soO's still up 6 workers, though, which is problematic. But, ooh, a Spire on the way from soO. Okay, we don't see this very much these days.
Oh, Hellions being caught. There's a miss micro by ByuN.
Yeah, ByuN, if you're going to win this series, you're down 2-0. You got to make better plays than that. And also, maybe don't lose your Banshee. Oh. He's going to lose the Banshee.
Does he get the Queen at least? No,
nope.
He doesn't get the Queen.
What is that, like
3
1
HP?
Brutal. Ooh. 1 hit.
A slight breeze would end that one.
Yeah, so I mean, this series, these 3 games have really just been a bunch of ByuN's on the losing end of a tiny little a bunch of tiny little things that maybe don't matter individually, but they come together. Banshee's still trying to get stuff up in soO's main base, kind of backing out and pushing in, and
Yeah, he's even been ahead at times, and then it just goes wrong for him.
yeah, because of a small thing. I mean, a medevac full of Marines is not a small thing. That's a pretty big
that
thing.
that was a bit of an oof.
Yeah. I mean, that's I don't know if we believe in omens in StarCraft, but losing a full medevac of Marines is as bad an omen as there's going to be. Muta's on the way. These medevacs are going to be running in fear.
Yeah.
This is where you do want Widow Mines.
Too.
Like against Ling, Bane, Hydra, Widow Mines, maybe. But against Mutas, you hide those Widow Mines, you know, next to refineries, and you can get some good shots off. Or like behind another building or something. I mean, an elite Zerg player is not going to struggle with your Widow Mines when they have their Mutas out, but...
ByuN has already got his 4th command center on the way. He's really been cutting units here. Now he's got his 5 racks online. He really just needs to make sure he hits all his production cycles. Otherwise, soO's just going to harass him and overwhelm him. So he really needs to stay on top of this. Get his production going. He's got a drop going. But then at the same time, he's got to deal with the mutas on his side of the map. He does that. Gets one of the mutas, which is a nice start. Drop in the main base. Gonna get 3, 4 drones. Woods on up. Gotta be careful of those queens there.
Hey, Lazy Toppin. Thanks for
Topin,
clicking the pin code.
Yeah, thanks for hitting that button.
Yeah, this is just... I mean, everything. The way this game is looking, the way the whole series has looked. I just don't know if ByuN has it in him. These medevacs are going to go down to Mutalisks. There's really nothing they can do about that.
Yeah, like he's got to the 4 base situation multiple times now. But beyond that, he just dies.
Attack up left side towards the 12 o'clock. They can probably get that hatch. They see it.
Yeah, but is he overextended here? Like,
I don't think so.
Only 2 Widow Mines? That's a lot of Zerg.
And the mutas make it so you can't really retreat that easy either. This is bad, yeah. If he just kind of goes for this and then you pick up and run, then the mutas chase down your medevacs and you're a dead nerd.
He's got to turn around, and it looks like he is.
Beautiful split on that Widow Mine attack. Second one's going to get more kills, 2, but whatever. Is he just manually detonating? No, the Overseer saw him. I was like, is he manually detonating banelings on those Widow Mines? That's funny.
soO does not care.
No.
Hey, first Thor of the game on the way.
Yeah, you see mutas, you gotta make some Thors. You're just asking for trouble if you don't. So ByuN really just doing what he's got to do here. But soO's up 189 to 161 supply.
There should be another command center on the way here soon, I feel. Just in case he loses one of his bases, you gotta have that spare. And soO is positioning himself that he may be going on in soon. I think, yeah, if ByuN starts an extra command center here and then he baits soO into a bit of a poor fight, that could be a way that he comes out ahead a little bit. Because Zergs are a little bit fast and reckless with how they attack. You just got to make sure you have that follow-up in case soO does grab a base when he does attack. And now in comes soO. Those Marines are kiting on back. Widow Mines are burrowing. Is there going to be good connections? It looks like there should be. There's one. It's a pretty good connection there. Most of the Banes are gone. ByuN's pulling on back. Lots of Zerg here. Supply up for ByuN. He hasn't lost a base either, so that's very important. And now all of a sudden he's up on supply. He took a great fight. Patience really paid off there for him, not venturing out. He allowed soO to come to him.
Yeah, and coming through a choke or coming up a ramp is like the worst thing you can do, but soO's feeling pretty confident here, and I feel like he probably should have gone for that SCV line to the left, but...
Yeah, you're right about that.
Win it. He was pushing into the natural like he was going to win it right there, and then suddenly ByuN had like 20 more Marines ready to go, and soO was like, oh, okay. Never mind. But yeah, should have gone for those SCVs. He'd be in a better spot now if he had done that for sure.
Yeah, soO did leave empty-handed there. Now, ByuN is going to push across the map. He's got a long, long way to go, though. This is data C. I mean, it's cross positions. It's a far distance, even to get to one of these bases. So ByuN really is committed here, attacking on in. There's really only one Widow Mine that goes down. Marines are now going to kite back. He can try and micro them. The Thor is tanking. More Widow Mines are coming forward. The Medivacs are pulling back. He's doing what he can. There's Widow Mine shots going off. ByuN's continuously retreating, and he does pull back to where he can
Ooh, queen.
shunt soO away. Let's see.
The queens get caught out, and it requires soO to come back in and try to save them. A couple queens die there, but the other two, oh, still losing them? No, the other two can get back to safety here. 28 more lings in production. He's got 2-2 for his dudes. ByuN's got his 2-2 as well, with 3-3 on the way. So this is what we're talking about. About 12 minutes, you want to have that 3-3 going. That's what ByuN is doing right now. So I feel better about this late game for him.
Yeah, we didn't mention that at the time when the fight was happening, but a lot of that was because ByuN did have 2-2, whereas soO only had 1-1 done. For at least one of those fights, I believe.
These banelings on creep. And they don't want to go off creep. So they're just, creep spread's good. We'll keep that pushing in. We're going to replace tumors as they die. More and more mutas on the way here. Plus 2 flyer attack coming in too. But man, 3-3 Marines with some Thor and Widowmine support is not going to be a bad thing.
No. Once that 3-3 hits, ByuN definitely can go for a push. In fact, he's already maxed out now. So even taking a fight wouldn't be too bad for him. Yeah, that 5th up is a big deal too. Lots of turrets on the way. I love to see that. I'd love to see one more command center on the way here for ByuN. We saw him not be shy with building CCs in the first game, and there we go. A couple more on the way. That's great to see.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do. It's just the individual engagements kind of tend to not go particularly well for him. So we'll see if he can do better with that here. Maybe start a bit of a comeback. A huge attack. Heading down towards this planetary, attacking at a planetary that's being actively defended by units. There's not enough.
No.
Oh, I didn't think there was enough. There was just barely enough Zerg to take that down. That was close.
Yeah, that's a kick in the pants there for ByuN. However, he realizes soO lost a lot of his army, so he's going to make it an eye for an eye. He's going to kill off that 6th base, it would appear. He's got a lot of Marauders to buffer against these mines. And taking the Zerg down to 5 bases is a big deal.
Absolutely. This counterattack is brutal. Hatch down. I don't know that mutas are going to be the late game unit here at all, but I don't see any tech coming through either. Suddenly it's 187 to 124 supply. ByuN's on this side of the map. A Thor is eating Baneling shots. The attack inside the main base is going well despite that medevac being hurt, and ByuN does manage to just ride the flow of that counterattack and take game 3 in this best of 5 and give himself hope for a comeback. That was awesome.
GG, just like that. ByuN showing some life in this series. And now we're going to get ready for map number 4, which is going to be Stargazers.
Stargazer. It's okay, so that's actually a map I feel like is not favored for Zerg.
Not favored?
Yes. Oh, I invited you into a party, which is, I guess we could be in a party, but
we could be
what I wanted to do is join your game. Oh, but you weren't in it.
I can't make a lobby while I'm being invited to a party.
Ruined everything. Wrong button. There we go. Anyway, great. That was great stuff. Hey, what's up, Mitsuo? Good to see you, too.
Yeah. It is good to be back with a Freaka World. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I know it's been a minute. We're going to try and get back into the swing of things, doing these regularly. We got soO, now we need ByuN. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got another awesome TvZ following this one up. It's going to be Cure versus Solar, a match that has been played 1,000 times, but is good every time.
Always good, for sure.
Every time I go to host a tournament, and I realize, like, oh, ByuN versus soO will be good, and then I'm like, oh, that means we're going to have Cure versus Solar. And I'm like, all right, we've seen that before. Let's do that again. Why not?
Why not?
Because it is good every time. Usually I think Cure gets the upper hand if you check the stats on that, but Solar surprises us every now and then, and he's looking pretty good right now. So
yeah, he's a beast. I mean, he doesn't have any premier wins or second places or anything, but man,
I thought he won an SSL once.
Did he?
That was like 2016 or something like that, which is now 6 years ago. In the top left, we have got soO.
And in the top right, it's ByuN. Thanks, Mitsuo and John Solo, for clicking that claim code button. Guys are awesome.
Oh, ByuN.
So look, this map you have 6 expansions, and then there's the gold in the middle, at the bottom, right? So everything comes down to that gold. Like as a Zerg player, if it gets into the late game, which it's probably not going to based on this 2-Rex proxy, which is immediately getting scouted.
Turn.
Yeah, that Overlord made a beeline for this spot.
I mean, it is kind of just like almost the straight to the south position. Like, ByuN shouldn't be too surprised, but there's the surprise. soO does not see the 3rd Rax.
Are you ready for 3?
Are you ready? Drones are being pulled already, but I don't know if they're going to be able to shut these down. It's going to be close. ByuN can micro the SCVs as well as he can. One of those is going to get up at least, I feel. One SCV injured, pulls away. One's up. The second one's being worked on. That SCV might have to abandon ship, though, as the drones
for sure.
walk right onto it.
That's not finishing. No way.
No, ByuN sending 2 more SCVs in order to get these finished up.
Sunk cost fallacy, ByuN. Sunk cost! Like, I know you put some resources into this thing, but it's not happening. You're gonna kill a drone.
Yeah, a drone. 2 more racks are on the way.
I mean...
but
the pool's done. I mean...
he's gonna get one up. He should be able to get both of these finished now that that extra Marine's out.
Yeah, and 2 Marines pretty scary here. And the drones can't really go back home either that easily.
Yeah, that is a lot of lost mining time.
We're like, alright, gotta fight our way through here. Kill the SCV. It's actually harder to kill SCVs than it is Marines.
It is. That's a fun fact.
At least for these drones, especially. So what do we got? Oh, a Roach Warren and a Sumlings coming in.
I dig it. I dig it. Seeing that the Terrans committed to 3 barracks and saying, yeah, you're not going to have a factory on the way as fast as you'd like, so...
Oh, those Lings escape. Queen at the front. They're going to throw down a Creep Tumor. Do you want to save energy for a Transfuse you might need later? Looks like she is going to tumor there. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, ByuN's only got 1 SCV too, so he's not going to be able to get up a bunker, and those roaches are going to cause a lot of problems. No factories on the way, so there's no Cyclone to help hold this. I feel like ByuN should be cluing into this pretty soon, seeing that there's no drones at this natural base.
But he just marches into the main. He's like, we can kill another queen, right? That'd be huge.
I mean,
the roaches start popping, but they're popping in the natural.
Yeah, ByuN can buy a little bit of time, but now all of a sudden he's like, oh, roaches, right.
Yeah, so he's got to... he doesn't have enough gas to Ravager these.
Hesitation by ByuN there says, high ground bunker, no, I need a low ground base, the low ground bunker. Is he going to buy enough time? Perhaps. He turns some of those Marines around. Looks like he's going to be trying to maybe snag a drone, but he runs into a single Roach, and I don't know on the math whether those Marines can win against the Roach, but I guess they can.
They do. Yeah.
Today I learned 3 Marines beats 1 Roach.
Was the Roach at full health when that battle started? Yeah.
Oh, another Roach goes down. Okay.
This is why I don't like Roaches. They're just slow, they have terrible range, and they take bonus damage from Marauders, and Marines hurt them good anyway. It's like, alright, well, I would have liked to see some Ravager here instead. There is one coming in. But look at him pushing out. Yeah, Ravager up. Ravagers changed everything.
Ravagers. Now, there's going to be 2 Ravagers, and with 3 Roaches, he may just be able to target down this bunker good. SCVs are pulled for ByuN, realizing how important it is to keep that alive.
Wow, ByuN's expanding with this? That is gutsy from him.
He has to. That's the whole point of holding this low ground bunker.
Is he gonna? I think he can bust it with what he's got.
3 Ravagers? I don't know. It's only 5.
If he times it with the Corrosive Biles and then comes in with basic attack of the Ravagers and the Roaches,
would the
probably
SCVs
break the bunker.
I don't think so.
It's pretty quick on the repair, isn't it?
Yeah, repair is pretty good. Then more Marines are on the way behind this, adding DPS. A Cyclone on the way.
And the Cyclone's where it stops.
Oh, the bunker does go down.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe, I guess there was a 4th Ravager morphed by soO, and that really upped the DPS, but Cyclone's about to be out in a second here, so there isn't too much to worry here for the Terran, I don't think. One Ravager goes down, a second one goes down. The Cyclone's going to ensure yet another kill, and all of a sudden soO is losing a lot of his units there. Cyclone lock on yet again. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, Cyclone is just...
doesn't get it,
broke it. Ooh, gotta repair the Cyclone.
Locks onto the Overlord. I don't think that was the intended target there.
Well, it worked out.
It works out in the end.
Got both of them. Had his cake and ate it too.
What a mess. What a mess. Okay, third on the way for soO. Later than he'd like. He's got 2 more gases going up. Although that's only going to put him at 3. No lair yet. What soO's going to go into, I'm not sure. Just roaches and lings on the way. Is he just going to go for some sort of weird flood attempt or something like that? Maybe a night. I'd say a Nidus if he had a lair on the way, but he doesn't.
Right. He's in trouble. He invested a lot into that Roach Ravager stuff, and it didn't do hardly anything. This Cyclone's got like 17 kills, it feels like.
Okay, that's an exaggeration, but yes.
He's gonna get another one! Yep.
Oh
yeah, easy.
Will get him, though. He's gonna die.
No, they don't have speed yet. Run!
Oh, they don't? Wow. Okay,
well, now they do.
Now they do.
Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna lock on a Zergling.
That is a useful thing, he says, before he dies.
He's gonna kill one. Man, 8 kills on that guy. Not bad. Not bad for a Cyclone on his own.
Okay, a nice wall going up here for ByuN. soO's morphing more Ravagers, though. He's going for an attack, but then he fires up 9 drones behind it, so it's not a big attack. And ByuN's already got stim on these Marines. It is only 9 Marines.
And the Cyclone's dead, so now we can go.
Yeah, there's a Banshee out, though.
Okay. I mean, that's the ultimate shut this down
and there's
unit.
Another Banshee out as well, so... Oh, if he gets the CC, that would be a big deal, though. Corrosive Bile going down. Oh my gosh, the Corrosive Bile hits the Banshee.
He got the Banshee!
Okay, the CC will survive. It appears that's a big deal. Whether the Banshee dies or not, keeping that command center alive is pivotal. SCVs turn around. The Marine stim runs out. That other Banshee is in the main base, killing off drones. Not being target fired right now. ByuN's focused trying to keep that command center alive, and he does. Repairing it through the Corrosive Bile. He's got to turn around with those Marines. He stims them. Going after the Ravagers. Oh my gosh, just getting right in their face. Marines are pretty darn good.
Yeah.
All the Ravagers go down.
And Cloaked Banshee doing more shenanigans on the other side. We got spores at least. I feel like they were made before his unit started dying to Cloaked Banshees this time, so we're learning.
He is learning. Clever soO. Yeah, army-wise, soO is definitely behind. The Banshee gets a few kills, which is good, because soO's at quite a high drone count, getting a 4th base on the way. Yeah, ByuN goes for a drop, and I think this is going to be a bit of a pain for soO to deal with. What does this map look like? It looks like another map.
I mean, anywhere where you're spawning top left and top right, like Golden Wall.
That's true, but I feel like there was one that was very similar, but...
Bottom left base, good.
I shall never remember. Okay, gets that. That's a big deal. He sees the boatload of roaches.
Yes, he does. And Falcon's claim is that Roach Ravager is really good until it's about +2 attack and armor for the infantry. So there's a window here where Roach Ravager can definitely get this game won, but once we start looking at +2/+2 for the Marines and Marauders, it's going to be a tough time. He's adding on concussive shells.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg just builds Roach Ravager so quickly. Like, soO is going to hit 200 supply by the time ByuN's at like 130. Yeah, and then with this army out in the drop, that's even less supply that's back at home defending. We're going to have to see a lift here from ByuN. He lifts, the SCVs turn around. He doesn't even have a full wall at his natural. This drop is pulling the attention of soO away, which is important, but... can he hold on back at home? With Medivac support, he should be able to, at least until more Zerg reinforcements show up.
Yeah, and they're showing up, too. They are coming in hot and fast. And the problem with having a ton of supply depots at the front is that you'll get supply blocked when those things go down, because they're going to go down.
Yeah, that's a good point. We see soO with 1,000 resources plus in the bank, so he can just make even more roaches. A tank does get set up now, that's a big deal. Being able to get some shells off on those roaches, which are very susceptible to tank fire. Here comes the reinforcements from ByuN, dropping behind this army, and it looks like he will get a cleanup, and that's a little more than soO could afford to lose, it looks like.
For sure. He did kill 26 SCVs, and he stopped all mining at the third base entirely.
Yeah, he did. As far as the army goes, though, ByuN definitely has the lead for now. So ByuN's got to go.
And he is. So he's got his 1-1 upgrades. He's not working on 2-2.
No, even more so why he's got to get damage done now.
Yeah, if he had upgrades coming in, he could maybe afford to wait.
Oh,
3 Ravagers.
Yeah, with the Medivac support, these Marines and Marauders should be able to tank these Lings, and they are going to do just that. ByuN repositions.
Take down one of the Medivacs, but there's still like 5 here, so that's okay. Army value 54-40 in favor of ByuN.
Oh, can ByuN get the W here? He moves on in, picking off Queens, picking off Ravagers. The Queens are transfusing and surviving for a while. The Medivacs are mostly out of energy. Roach is going down. Ravager is going to be going down. There's not a lot left here for the Zerg, but then also not a lot pushing for the Terran. Looks like ByuN's got to load up and get on out of there, and that could potentially be the window closing here for ByuN.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't like the Zerg player swept in and crushed that attack. It was he slowly whittled at it, piece by piece by piece by piece, and finally ByuN didn't have much left and had to go home. But yeah, killed a bunch of Ravagers and a bunch of Queens.
That was basically trying to put out a kitchen fire with a cup of water. Like,
right.
It was a little desperate there for soO.
Yeah, when I do that against Terran, everything I send at him just dies. But soO is magic, so he can do that and I can't. It's okay.
It's okay.
Hive on the way from soO, still trying to pump those Ravagers, working on +2/+2 for the missile attack and ground 2 Carapace.
Yeah, look at how much time soO's going to have here, though, as ByuN throws up his 4th command center. He's just been building tanks behind this, 4 tanks. That could potentially be why that attack didn't work, that he invested in a few tanks instead of all going in on that attack, so he's got no choice but to play this game out.
Yeah, Bailing speed coming in here. Army value 83-80 in favor of ByuN. Yeah, a lot of Lings coming in. Like, when the Lings can kind of... Ooh! Fantastic Widowmine hit. But the Lings can immobilize you as a Terran player, and then Ravagers start hitting you with Corrosive Bile. That's a bad thing.
That would be summed up as a bad thing, indeed. Okay.
So it's the Bane Roach Ravager that really works better than I think than just pure Roach Ravager would. Like, yeah, it's just ByuN has no interest in dealing with that at all.
No, he doesn't. Now 2-2 is on the way for ByuN. Solar's got his, pardon me, soO's got his hive up. Corrosive Bile going down. So this is where I think that building more tanks isn't a bad idea for ByuN, because they help overcome that upgrade discrepancy. They help the higher the supply is for the Terrans, so we'll see whether soO's going to attack on in here or wait for the Vipers and then go for it. That must be what soO's planning. Get the Vipers, go for an attack like he's done so already.
Yeah, for sure. Good unload spot there. That's a bit tricky for Lings and Banelings to get you out of there.
Yeah,
his pathing is really stupid.
He's targeting down drones expertly, so that's great for ByuN. 9, 10, 11 going down. That's no small amount.
No, and then some Marauders kind of getting stranded up here in secret base of soO's, which ByuN hasn't taken a secret base yet. That's interesting.
No.
Usually we would see that. So at least Maro like to take it in the TvZ. I've cast him on this map. So I don't know.
Maybe ByuN's saving it for later, like take the first 5 bases, then take that easy to defend one last, which makes sense if you can pull that off.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see whether it's going to be his 5th or his 6th base, because the 6th in the bottom right may be hard to hold on to.
Drop left side.
Queen going to get targeted down. Nicely done.
Well, like I said, if this map just gets split in half, which it very easily naturally does, then soO needs the 6 o'clock gold base. If he doesn't have that, he's going to lose it.
Yeah,
And it's hard to hold because it's a gold base.
Yeah, even so, the trades still have to be pretty decent for the Zerg in order to overcome that gold base, because gold bases have less minerals than the average base, so while it's a boost in the total mineral count for the game, it's not as much of a boost as a regular base.
Alright, so Baneling's trying to connect on Marines, less so on the tanks, but they will kill tanks if it's needed.
Oh my
Beautiful
gosh.
split here from ByuN, just absolutely splitting everything. Yeah, a lot of stuff died, but there's a lot of stuff left. Cross the Bile tries to connect on that Ghost Academy as the fleeing happens, and we've got ghosts in the comp starting now.
Yeah, only 4 SCVs went down there too. That's a big deal, seeing as how ByuN was at a count of 66. He really couldn't afford to lose any, and he didn't. That's important. And yeah, now all of a sudden soO has to invest in another 29 Banelings. While his own drone count is good, it's not amazing.
Yeah, 76 is fine. He might make another round for that gold base when that thing pops. And if he can have that gold base while ByuN is kind of sitting around on 4 bases, then soO's going to be fine. ByuN needs to be expanding while this is happening, and I just don't see any indication he's going to do it. At least not anytime soon, and I feel like time is slipping away from him.
Yeah, ByuN's on 4 bases. None of his bases are a planetary either, so he's very vulnerable. The positioning has been good for him so far, but yeah, is he really just going to sit back, wait for 3-3 and make ghosts? Like, what else is he going to do? He's floating over his main towards that secret base, as you mentioned, so he will be taking that. I like that. He's got to mine those couple of mineral patches before he really gets at it.
He's sending SCVs to get it now.
Yeah, I honestly don't mind this move from ByuN. He's really got to play defensive here, though, and take a good fight against soO. And soO's already getting ready to come on in. The Baneling count is high. It's 39. There's another 12 on the way. Can ByuN micro against this adequately? He's pulling away. Does he have the room to retreat?
Why is he pushing so hard in here? Send some stuff to the outer lying bases. He's just trying to win. This is a win now push from soO.
It really is, and it very well may be a win now push. More Banelings coming on in. Ghosts have gone down. There's not that much left here for ByuN. 110 supply against 160. And for the Terran, that is not that much. There is 4 ghosts left, so snipes are going to hit some of these roaches and ravagers. But even if ByuN holds on, what about the follow-up attack?
Yeah, there's 22 more Lings on the way. I'm a little bit concerned that soO doesn't have anything other than Lings and Banes he's making right now. He's making 48 Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that much. That's not that scary. ByuN's down 40 SCVs. He's going for a drop. Maybe he can hold on against a potential follow-up attack. We shall see. It's not going to be easy, but there we go. 3 more Widow Mines are on the way.
Man. Attack down to the south here. And again, like, caster vision is, you know, 2020, it's really good, but I would have loved to see soO send down some Lings and Banes to that right side, you know, to this base here, right? Just send in like 10 of your Lings and a couple of Banelings down there. Send some to the low ground to the left here. But he just concentrated every single unit he had into trying to take down that natural base. And I just think that was a mistake. He could have really crushed the economy of ByuN during that.
Look at this, ByuN moving in towards the gold base. He's going to get some very high value pickoffs as he kills 7 drones mining that gold. Looks like the drop will be completely shut down.
There we go. Now there's the attack into the base I wanted him to. No, he's ignoring it again. No, he is. He's doing the thing. Okay, so now all these SCVs are dead. They should have been dead 3 minutes ago, but it's fine here. Yeah, so you killed 7 of my drones, huh? Well, I'm going to kill 20, 30, 40 of your workers. We'll see if you can recover from that, buddy.
Yeah, with the 3rd and the 4th being compromised for ByuN, it's looking mighty tough for the Terran. Supply really tells a story here. GG gets called. soO is going to take it 3-1, giving us our first finalist for Afrika World number 97.